Do you get excited for making breakfast in the morning? No, you do it every morning. Like that's Kevin might get excited, right? But the rest of us, it's like, oh, we just eggs and bacon or whatever. Do you get excited when you go get the mail from your mailbox? Probably not. Like you're just going and getting the mail. Well, the same thing. It's like, if you make 30, 40, 50K in one shot, boom, I'm just going and just getting the money. One of the things that we did talk about was when you start stepping into higher levels of wealth and success, there's an energy and a frequency that comes along with that. That when you match that frequency, it becomes a regular occurrence. And the whole example that we were talking about was like, whenever you make lots of money, what does the average person do, right? The average person, if they come into a lot of money, they get excited and like they're like mind blown, and it's just like this crazy thing that happened to them, and oh my gosh, they're so enthusiastic. And I guess that's one way to approach like wealth and success, but there's another more surefire way that actually like allows you to strategically and logically expand that wealth. And if you come into a lot of money, if you come into a lot of wealth or networks, or even like a girl you're dating that she's the most attractive girl that you've been with and like matches the qualities that you want in a woman, more so than any other girl you've been with before. Right? Instead of being like excited and like overly enthusiastic about that, if you were already experiencing that all the time, you'd probably be a lot more calm. You'd probably be like, oh, all right, yeah, this commonly happens to me. This regularly happens to me. So there's none of this like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it, right? One of the things that we were talking about is like when you start to emit that frequency, well, success and high quality experiences in your life just become the default outcome. So there's no reason to get like super excited about it. It's like you're excited, you have a genuine gratitude for that happening to you and for the continued experience and the continued attraction and the continued accumulation of good results and high quality outcomes. But there's none of this like anxious feeling that comes with it, right? Because it is normal to you. It's regular to you to make 5 and 6 figures per month. It's regular to you to network with high level 7-8 figure entrepreneurs. It's regular to you to be around absolutely incredible people that are connected to themselves and also want the best for you as well. When you start to think and feel like that, well, the natural outcome, the thing that you'll likely experience more in the future is more of that. We were sitting around like smoking cigars and just talking about this stuff, and it really made sense, especially to like, I wish Lewis was here. Lewis was having like all these crazy like realizations, and even him having been part of Freedom Mastery for quite some time, it's really important to like reintegrate or reconnect with some of these thoughts and ideas, right? So it's really important to reconnect with that energy, because at times you might feel like maybe you're like not in the best situation, or maybe like you experience some success and then it kind of like dwindles down, right? And the surefire way to continue to tap into that success and experience more of it is it's just remain calm. This is normal to me. This happens to me all the time. And even if it's not even like technically true, right? You can tap into that energy just by being calm. Like calmness is confidence. Calmness is certainty. Because when you're highly certain in yourself, then there is no reason to be like overtly excited about things, because they're common to you. Do you get excited for making breakfast in the morning? No, you do it every morning. Like that's Kevin might get excited, right? But the rest of us, it's like, oh, we just eggs and bacon or whatever. Do you get excited when you go get the mail from your mailbox? Probably not. Like you're just going and getting the mail. Well, the same thing. It's like, if you make 30, 40, 50K in one shot, boom, I'm just going and just getting the money, right? Like if you meet a super high quality girl that's better than like any of the girls you've ever been with before, it's like, oh, just another girl, right? Like if you network with a super baller, it's like, oh, just another one of the ballers in my network, right? So if you start to tune into this energy, well, success becomes a more normal occurrence to you, because that's your natural default frequency that you're emitting and you're vibrating out into the world. And so this is even more important, especially when you're looking to create those results in your life. It's even more important to tune into that before it happens. A lot of people, and this is what we were talking about with Lewis, a lot of people, they have like this imposter syndrome, because they'll believe it when they see it, right? They'll believe that they're worthy of that level of success, and they'll believe that they're worthy of that level and that quality of existence when they see it. But you have to do the opposite. You have to believe it first, right? You have to believe it first, and then you'll see it. So believe it first, believe that it's part of your reality, believe that it's part of like who you are and your being, and then you will see those results actually start to happen. This is how I was watching, I just happened to run across this YouTube video. The title really caught my attention. I'm like, I wonder what this person's perspective on this was. And it was like how to transcend timelines, how to jump timelines to the reality that you want. Basically, it's like how do you enter in the fourth dimension and collapse time space to where you're experiencing the reality that you want now. And I was actually looking forward to hearing like some crazy perspective that I hadn't heard before, but everything, like, I got bored of the video because I'm like, I already knew that. I already knew that. And it's like, this video had like millions of views on YouTube. I'm like, I already know all this information. None of this is new to me. It was like a cool little video with like an author narrating some content. And what they were saying was like all the stuff that I tell you guys already, right? Get into a meditative state, get into a state of mindfulness. And then when you're in a state of mindfulness, you start to envision the reality that you want. And when you start to envision the reality that you want, you also have an associated emotion with it. The emotion of just like, oh, this is normal to me. Yes, I'm excited, but also it's normal to me. And then soon enough, it's like in real time, the opportunities and the vehicles for you to achieve the success that you want start to pop up out of nowhere, right? And I'm like, I already know all this information. That's how you transcend timelines, right? Like the reality that I'm experiencing now wouldn't have been possible if like a few years ago, I didn't start to tune into this reality now, where I can go wherever I want and I have a world-class network and I know a lot of people and I make money whenever I want, like chat on a moment's notice. And the reason I've been able to transcend into this type of reality is because I like all this stuff that we're talking, all this stuff about like becoming mindful and becoming connected with yourself. Well, I started to embody that. And when I started to embody that, that's when the results started to follow. And so the overarching theme here I want you guys to understand is like, this is even why it's important, like some of the exercise I have you guys do, which Lewis and Arjun, like you'll be very familiar with what I mean here soon, with like specifically outlining in detail, what the hell do you want? Just even doing that, just even like writing out a statement of intent of what it is you want out of your life is already putting you on timelines where you are going to experience that. And the average person, like think about everybody you've ever met in your life, your parents, your friends, your schoolmates, your business colleagues, your work colleagues. Like how many of these people have ever sat down and told you like, hey dude, like how many of them ever ask you, what are your intentions with your life? What do you intend on creating in the next 5, the next 10 years of your life? They don't even have the capacity to think in those terms. And this has nothing to do with how much money you have or wealth or status or whatever you have in the moment. Like some of the biggest entrepreneurs I know that have the most money, like have zero connection to themselves. This is where I started to realize that even the most successful people that you know that almost have like this celebrity effect about them. And you guys, I'm sure you guys know what I mean by this celebrity effect, where you see them and you view them as just like this like crazy, like cut from a different cloth type of person. And there's no way that type of reality is possible for me. Like, you know, in a former life, you might have had that kind of reaction and response to those types of people. But, you know, as I've become personally more successful and like more of those people are in my circles, I realize that like, damn, like I've done way more deep work than this person ever has. I know myself way more than this person has ever even thought to ask, right? And there's this one of my mentors in particular. I love him to death. He's one of the best marketers in the world. But I remember asking him like, dude, what's your 10-year goal? Like, why are you doing all this? Like, you have an 8-figure business. You know, you got a pretty solid life. You have all these people you're paying. Like he was telling me about his payroll expenses. He's paying out like $200,000 a month just in payroll. Like that's pretty insane, you know, and he's doing like millions per month in sales revenue. I remember asking him like, why are you doing all this? Like, what's your 10-year plan? Like, you know, at the time he was 30. I'm like, when you're 40, what do you want your life to look like? And he's like, bro, I don't really know, dude. I don't care. I don't think about the future like that. I just want to make a fuck ton of money right now. And I'm like, you never thought about like what? I was like confused. I'm like, I always thought like people like this knew exactly what they were doing. I'm like, you never thought about like what you wanted to achieve or accomplish by the time you're 40? He's like, yeah, maybe I just want to make like 100 million and then maybe do like some philanthropy or something, but like I don't really care about that stuff, bro. I just want to make a lot of money now. And I'm like, damn, wow. In a previous life of mine, like I was there just second guessing myself, thinking that I need to be this like crazy person, or I needed to be born with confidence in order to experience like that level of wealth. And here I am talking to this guy and I'm just like, bro, like, is there nothing deeper to you, dude? Like, is there nothing more expansive than just like making money or like having this brand in the marketing space, you know? And I can tell you a bunch of different other, a plethora of other examples of that type of experience where I'm like sitting down and talking with someone who like has a lot of status and has a lot of value. It's like they don't even know themselves. And so when you understand like some of the stuff that we go over here, it's like not only will you achieve the results that they get, but you'll also achieve it way more effortlessly, and and it'll be so much more fulfilling, and you'll be a much more like wholesome and attractive person that people will actually like be able to relate to, right? Because like even achieving that level of success without having like this depth of knowledge of yourself is like, it's almost like it's a little bit unrelatable. You don't get like this warm fuzzy feeling in your heart of just like, wow, like this person really like understands the essence of life. And so we're not here to do that. We're here to cultivate lots of success, but also do so in a way that really connects with us, connects with our hearts, enriches and empowers like all the people within our network, the people that we love. And that all starts with just like this general feeling of like, oh yeah, that's right, this is for me, right? This is for me. When you put on your shoes in the morning, are you like, wow, shoes? Like, no, you're just like, you put on the shoes and you go do your thing. Well, same thing with like high quality relationships, high level income. It's you're doing the thing. You're just doing the thing, right? So in this way, it's like to be intentional. You minimize what you think you need to become in order to achieve that, and then you feel as if you had those things already. And like, once you find like at the crossroad of this, where it becomes like this consistent feeling over time, and your subconscious is rewired and reprogrammed to that level of success, that's when you'll find it'll start to come a lot easier.